Hey, what's going on? This is Coach Jesse Cole. I pray all is well with you. I pray all is well with you. Thank you very much for joining us today on the Kingdom Platforms Empowerment Show, where we help Christian authors, speakers, and coaches maximize their message and show up in the marketplace with authenticity and boldness. I'm excited to bring this message to you today because it's something that's near and dear to my heart. We're talking about 10 reasons why you need to stop giving away your books for free. Yeah, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that. 10 reasons why you need to stop giving away your books for free. Listen, I remember when I first started speaking and writing, I felt as if I had to like give all my books away in order for people to think that I was an authority or just to get some speaking engagements. And I'm like, yeah, that's over time that stopped working for me. That stopped working for me. And so I want to help you if you are an aspiring author, speaker, coach, or if you already are an author, speaker, coach. I want to encourage you and impart to you today 10 reasons why you should stop giving your book away for free. Now, let me give you a disclaimer. I don't want to tell you what to do. I'm just going to share with you how I've come to this conclusion. And if you are an author and you've written a book and you've gone through all of the process to get it done, you can do whatever you want to do with your book, right? But the reason, the mentality behind it has to be one from a pure place, not one from a place where you feel as if you're an imposter or you're not good enough to do this work. So I want to talk about that. Really, this live is for people who are high achievers and they're doing great stuff in the world, but they still suffer with imposter syndrome. For some reason, that topic has been just coming up and coming up and coming up. Imposter syndrome. Like I feel like I don't belong at the table. I feel like I'm not qualified to do this work, or maybe you overdo it to try to get validation from people. Like all of these are symptoms of imposter syndrome. And I really want to speak to that spirit, to that mentality, to that mindset today, as it pertains to those of us who are authors, speakers, and coaches. So 10 reasons why you need to stop giving away your book for free. If you are watching right now, what I want you to do is say hello to us in the comment section. Let us know that you're here. Share this broadcast on your pages, on your private page, on your business page, because there's somebody out there that may need this message too. So if you're on right now, share this message with them. All right. So this is for authors, speakers, and coaches who deal with this whole mentality around that. So we're going to address this whole poverty mindset throughout this broadcast, right? And so one reason why you should stop giving away your book for free is what it really does. What you're really doing is you want validation. That's pretty much what it is. In most cases, you're giving your hard-earned work away because you want somebody to read it and say, you did a good job, or you inspired me, or you changed my life. Like you want validation. You feel as if the only way that somebody can give you that feedback is if you give away your stuff for free, right? And what you're really doing is you think you're building your authority, but really you are de-authoritizing. I know this is not even a word probably, but you are de-authoritizing yourself. You're not really building yourself as an authority. You are de-authoritizing yourself. Why? Because you're giving away something that you worked hard for. We're going to get into that. Like that's one reason why you should stop giving away your book for free. If you have this poverty, this imposter mindset, is because you are de-authoritizing yourself. You're taking away the authority from yourself, right? Number two, it diminishes the value of your work. When you give your stuff away consistently without meaning, when you just give it away, it diminishes the value of your work. Have you ever gone to a Mercedes-Benz car lot, or you ever been to a high-end store? Very rarely does their stuff go on sale. Why? Because of the value, all the work that's gone into doing this, putting this product out. Why would you give it away for free? And if you do give it away for free, too many times, it brings down the value of your work. And anything that doesn't have value is not really appreciated. And you deserve to be appreciated. All right? So that's number two. The third reason why is most books that you give away, they won't get read anyway. Listen, most of the books you give away, they're going to sit on somebody's shelf or sit in somebody's garage or up under the car seat of somebody's car or in somebody's backpack. And most books are never going to get read if you give away for free. How do you know this, Jesse? Because I've given books away for free to people that I know. And I've asked them, not months later, but years later, hey man, how did you like that book? Oh man, I hadn't got a chance to read it. Well, I gave it to you like a year ago, and you said that you were interested in it, so I gave it to you. You haven't read it, so we can't even have a conversation about this work because you haven't even read it. Or they might have gotten to the first chapter and be like, "Oh man, I haven't finished it." Well, it's only like 100 pages, right? So most books that I've given away for free have never been read, and I'm talking about people that I know read books. Most books that I've given away for free have never been read. Next, your experience cost you something. Your experience, it cost you something. That subject matter that you're writing about, that topic that you're writing about, listen, it cost you something. You have the battle scars. You have the social proof, to validate that what you're talking about is true. If they do some fact checking, they'll know that you've been through that experience, that you've gone through that experience. It's valuable. It costs you something. So if it costs you something, why are you giving it away with that mentality, with that imposter syndrome mindset, with that poverty mindset, like with that mindset, like why are you giving it away? Now, I'm not talking about maybe somebody is calling you in to do a big talk to 500 people and you want to make sure that you leave a piece of yourself behind. So maybe you give some books away, during your presentation. I'm not talking about that, right? You're doing like that's an investment. That's a seed, right? You've been paid for your work. So now you're showing appreciation. That's different. I'm talking about just giving yourself away for free because you want to be validated, right? And so it costs you something. It costs you something, so why are you giving it away? Next, another reason why we shouldn't give our books away for free because we got to learn how to allow people to say yes to us. Give people a chance to say yes to you, right? Give people a chance to support you. Give people a chance to invest in you. Give people a chance to show their appreciation. And if you give it away for free, then you are robbing them of an opportunity to show you appreciation with their investment. Right? Give people a chance to say yes to you. Next, people value what they invest in. People value what they invest in. If you paid for something and there was a sacrifice for you, you're going to make sure that it's taken care of. You're going to make sure that you get all of the value out of it. You paid $10, $15, $20 for a book. You're going to make sure that you're going to read that book, that you're going to get at least one thing out of that book that can transform your life. You're going to make sure. People value what they got to sacrifice for. People value what they pay for. And if they don't pay for it, there may be an opportunity for them not to value what you have. All right? Next, it gives readers a sense of ownership. That kind of goes with the one I just talked about, right? You pay for, you value what you pay for, and then it gives people a sense of ownership. I paid for this. This is something I invested in. This is mine. I write in it. I have the dog ears. I flip the pages down. I mark it up. Some people spill coffee on it, whatever. Like this is my book. I bought this. This is ownership. And what they're really doing is they're taking ownership. They're part owners in your message. That's some good eating right there. When somebody invests in your product, when somebody invests in your program, when somebody invests in what you're putting out there into the marketplace. They're rewarding you with their time, with their attention, with their money. They're part owners in your message. Why? Because if it's going to transform their life, there's a good chance they're going to share it with somebody else. All right? That's some good eating right there. Next, give people an opportunity to see an example of how to conduct themselves in the marketplace. Give people an opportunity to see how to conduct themselves in the marketplace. What I'm talking about is there are people who are watching you, watching how you move, watching how you show up, watching how you run your business, watching how you handle conflict, and they're learning from you. There's somebody right now who is aspiring, that's inspired by what you're doing, but they are aspiring to do what you do. And we show people how to be treated by how we show up. And if you are operating with a poverty mindset, if you're operating with an imposter syndrome mindset, like what you're really doing is you're teaching people who are coming behind you that it's okay for them to do the same thing. Think about that. Chew on that. We teach people how to be treated in the marketplace. Next, there are people who are sowing into your message because they need a piece of what you have. Ooh, that's some good eating. That's moving people from inspiration to aspiration. There are people who are going to sow into your message because there's a piece of you. There's something about you that they like, that they want some of that grace in their life. I'm not saying they want to mimic you or copy you or duplicate you, but there's a spirit about you. There's something, an air, an aura about you. And they're investing in that because they see that that's something missing in their life. Right? And so since you are writing about your life, you're writing about your story, you're writing about the principles, the transformation that you had and how you got through it, as they're reading your content, they can actually go along for the ride with you. It's something about you that they want, that they desire, right? And so it's called Sowing Up. Somebody taught me this about 15 years ago. He was a prominent pastor. If I say his name, you will know him. But he said, Jesse, there's a difference between sowing up and sowing down. He said, make sure that whenever you are in that transition in your life, where you feel like you're going to the next level, where you see the next threshold, but you just can't get there, make sure that you sow up. Meaning, there's somebody that's doing what what you would like to do, and they have a grace in their life, and you want to connect with that grace, not transactionally, but this is a spiritual connection, then you have an opportunity to sow up, to serve up, to be in that space, to get in close proximity of them. Oftentimes we sow down, like we sow down because of our mentality, our mindset, right? When we should be sowing up, right? So give people an opportunity to show up. Like, don't disregard or abandon their seed. When you give away what you have for free, when you continue to do that, and you don't give people an opportunity to sow into you or to connect with you or to become part owners in your message, what you're really doing is you're disregarding their seed. Like, you're pushing it to the side. You're not even giving them a chance to sow into what you're doing. So give them a chance. Give them a chance. Lastly, like if you're an author, well, I think that was 10, but I want to say this. If you're an author, a speaker, a coach, and you are in business, like you sustain your business by putting your product in the marketplace, and people reward you with their time, with their energy, and with their hard-earned money. And if you refuse any of those things, then how can you thrive in business? If you refuse somebody's time, somebody's attention, somebody's investment, how are you going to thrive in your business? So again, we're addressing this poverty mindset. We're addressing this imposter syndrome mindset. If everything you do is from that place, then you're going to always find yourself in the same place. That's some good eating right there, too. Thank you, Holy Spirit. You're going to always find yourself in the same place if you're living and operating in that mindset. So those are 10 reasons why you should stop giving away your books for free. This is for those of you who are authors, speakers, and coaches. And maybe you are an aspiring coach, maybe you're an aspiring author, and you needed to hear this as you move into this next phase of your life. Maybe you're already an author, and you find yourself living and demonstrating this mentality, and you're not really getting anywhere. It's not serving you. No, I want to encourage you to abandon any habits that don't work anymore. Abandon any mentalities, anything that doesn't support the person you've been called to be. Double down. I've been talking about this lately. Like, double down on what you're good at. See your own value, not just your self-worth, but the value that you put out into the marketplace. Like, believe in that. There are people who are waiting for you to show up. They're waiting to invest in you, but you got to show up. They're waiting for you to show up so they can show up for you. I was talking to one of my mentees yesterday, and he's into music, and we were talking about how hard it's been for him to like really get some attention and get his music out there and help people and get paid doing the mixing and stuff like that. And he was like, it's hard for him to find his audience. I'm like, listen, man, be diligent in your work. It starts with believing that you belong. If you're always trying to chase what other people are doing, like, who are you for real? Because eventually you're going to have to show up, right? You can't put on this mask or this facade and think people are going to buy into that or continue to buy into it, because once they really get in close proximity of it, they're going to know who you are anyway. So just be authentic. There's somebody for everybody. You ever seen somebody who's, that was with a girl or a boy, whatever, you're like, man, how did he pull her? How did she get him? Like, there's something for everybody. Somebody's attracted to what you're doing. But I need you to show up with authenticity and boldness. I need you to make sure that you are demonstrating the power and the authority and the influence that God is giving you. Double down on that. Double down on your purpose. Double down on your assignment. Double down on, like, be obedient to what God told you to do. Be authentic. Be bold. Like, all these good things. Live that out. You don't have to live in lack anymore. I'm not saying that you won't have seasons of it, but that should not be a constant thing in your life if you're a child of God. We have access to too much. He's given us everything we need for life and godliness. Listen. You belong here. You belong at this table. Act like it and live like it. All right, guys, thank you very much for joining me today. I really appreciate you joining me. If you're watching now, thank you very much. If you're watching on the replay, let me know that you were here. Share with the people that you know, like, and trust, people that you love. I'm pretty sure somebody out there can learn from this message too. And I'll see you again on another time. Remember that what you want to become depends on your willingness to become it. Have a great day.